Fast forward to last week, Oklahoma high school sports, female basketball team pre-game, the game about to start. You know, they still singing the national anthem and things. You know, business as usual. But what happens is
and we will be right back here live after the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. They're green and white. Oh shit. They're kneeling. Fucking. I hope Norman gets their ass kicked. Are you serious? That's Midwest City, man. Kneeling. Isn't it? Huh? Norman. Fuck them. I hope that ladies. Come on, Midwest City. They're gonna kneel like that? Hell no. They even sleep the flight? Come on, Mark. Fucking nigger.
Somebody else heard it.
We are back here live.
Yeah, he said it, and your man was like, "Yeah, I think they heard us."
Yeah.
He's like, "We are back live at the game," and he tried to. He was gonna just keep it moving. The show goes on. They, Now, things that stood out to me in this video. We're gonna focus on the video first before we jump to his apology. In the video, one, he didn't even know who the school was. The other dude had to tell him like 2-3 times, like, "No, this is such and such school." He's like, "Is that it?" "No, that's them." Like he had to keep telling him who the school even was. So his aggression was just he didn't even care who it was. He was like, "I'm mad." Then he actually, I don't know what his view was, but I guess he couldn't see that. He just saw they were kneeling. He couldn't see that he's actually saluting the flag. The dude was like, "No." Like your man said, he was annoyed. His partner said he was annoyed with him. Then, like I said, he was like, effing niggers. And the song kind of cut off right after that. Like, and everybody, I didn't see much of a reaction from the crowd per se. So I don't know if everybody caught it or not.
Everybody didn't.
Yeah, but because they didn't.
Not all of them, at least. Not enough of them.
Yeah, they didn't really. Right, they didn't really react to it much. Crystal, you said you didn't hear it at all. You're muted. Unlike him, you were muted.
Right. Sorry. I was saying nigga. But you can.
But you said, did you hear it though? Did you hear him?
No, I still can't hear. So I don't know. Okay. I'm not saying that I don't believe you niggers. I'm just saying I didn't hear it. Okay. I didn't hear it. So, but I believe you guys, but I can't hear. All I hear is the music and I hear a little talking. But and I guess because I'm so focused, I'm itching to hear the word, and I'm not hearing it.
Right. Well, he said it fast, but he said it.
Yeah.
Jared, you said you heard it, right?
Yeah, I heard it.
Waykme, you there? Is he muted?
Yeah, I'm in the busy background. I didn't hear it.
Okay, so he didn't hear it either. So Jared, what was your thoughts when you first heard it? Don't move. Don't go forward to the apology. Focus on the video right now first. What was your thoughts when you first saw this video?
When I first heard it, I was not shocked, and that's sad. Yeah. That's the sad thing. I was not shocked. It's appalling, of course. When you hear something like that, like I think when I heard it, I think I told you, I was like, "Yo, did you see this shit?" And like it's wild because dude really thought, and that's another thing about privilege is it's the balls to say something like that. Now, granted, shit like that has been said for a very long time, even as recently back as Kaepernick, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people said that too. The same thing. Oh, this fucking nigger's kneeling? Who the fuck is he? Like, I'm pretty sure people said that shit about a bunch of NFL players, and mind you, they're getting paid. These are amateur athletes, you know, and they're taking a knee for what they feel is right, which is the American way, as people do forget. And this guy just, you know, disagrees with their stance, and to have the audacity to comment that way is ridiculous. And I'm really hoping that he loses, you know, at least his ability to voice his opinion on airwaves, because, you know, I want everybody to have their First Amendment right to say whatever they want to say. However, you do have repercussions for whatever you do say, whichever you want to say. You know, so I want everybody to have the ability to, you know, to have that free speech and say what you want to say, what you mean. But he did it, and God don't like ugly. You know, that's what I thought. God don't like ugly, because when you thought you were muted, it shit's like the remember the Progressive commercial with that I forgot the other girl, but she mad annoying. She hates everybody. She's talking. She's like, yeah, that's Flo. She's always smiling, and like you're not muted. She's like, oh, there's a mute button. Like that's like that's how that was. Like, dude basically thought you can say that shit, nobody's gonna hear you. And then the last time I tapped him on the shoulder, I'm like, yo, Playboy, the mic is hot.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Ro, what was your thoughts when you saw that?
Yeah, I'm with Jerry. I saw that. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. You know, like, you know, like this. That didn't surprise me at all in this day and age. I know lots of people, especially being white people, when they don't understand the reason behind kneeling for the national anthem till this day. Like, you know, after all these years, they still have not grasped the reasoning behind it, and they thing is, you know, against the flag, against the country, because, you know, as long as you are standing up for yourself and the treatment of people of color, then you're being, you know, anti-patriotic. So and this is how he felt. And so he was saying that, you know, like it goes back to what I was saying before. He was talking, he's really expressing himself. I mean, he didn't realize, obviously, he's not to the point. He knows he can't just on a hot mic, knowing it's hot, say those things, you know. So, but, you know, him not realizing that his mic was still alive, he said how he felt, thinking that this is going to be between him and the fellow announcer. Mm-hmm. But it was like, wow, you know, it didn't shock me though. I didn't like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I just was like, look at this idiot. That's basically, you know, it was like, you know, like, look at this idiot. But what was interesting and what I feel is so fitting is that while he's saying this and, you know, fucking niggers and like the national anthem is playing, and I feel that's so fitting because like that is America, you know, like that. I felt like that was perfect. Like for him to be saying those things and the national anthem playing in the background, I'm like, right, this is the fabric of this country. So like this is, you know, maybe that's when you're supposed to say it, you know, because like this is when you know, this is the representation of the country and what it's been about since its inception.
Right. And again, like we said about Papa John, it was a comfort. You know, he felt comfortable enough to say it, thinking it's just me and you talking. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just him and the other announcer. He's just like, you know, I'm talking to him. It's cool. Then it's like, oh, we got caught. So to make matters even, I don't know, worse, funnier, better. Like I said, that was last week, and as of this week, he released the press. He had a press release, and I'll read it. Matt Rowan, that's him, on Thursday, March 11, 2021, most regrettably made some statements that cannot be taken back. During the Norman High School girls basketball game against Midwest City, I made inappropriate and racist comments, believing that the microphone was off. However, let me state immediately, that is no excuse. Such comments should have never been uttered. Everybody with him there? Everybody feel him on that?
I agree that it should have never been uttered.
All right. Then he says, I am a family man. I am married.
Okay.
Have 2 children, and at one time was a youth pastor.
Which means you can't be racist.
No. The only part he left out was he has 2 black friends. Right? He's a family man. He's going into the background. He just left out the fact that he got a black neighbor and a black friend at church.
Right.
That's it.
So then he says, I continue to be a member of a Baptist church. I have not only embarrassed and disappointed myself, I have embarrassed and disappointed my family and my friends. So he disappointed to his family, friends, church, and all that. But now, like every good song, you got to have that last verse. Every good movie got to have that final act. Got to have that closure. He brings it on home. I will state that I suffer type 1 diabetes. And during the game, my sugar was spiking.
Oh.
While not excusing my remarks, it is not unusual.
But you said it, though. That's a big excuse.
While not excusing my remarks, it is not unusual when my sugar spikes that I become disoriented, and often say things that are not appropriate as well as hurtful. I do not believe that I would have made such horrible statements absent my sugar spiking.
So basically, he beats his wife when he's having diabetic.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Y'all gotta stay away from all that sucrose and sugar, because it may make y'all start saying wild inappropriate things. Like if y'all put sugar in y'all tea, if y'all eat, can't be careful.
Oh my God, I just had a whole McDonald's baked apple pie. I'm liable to kill my children in here.
Yeah, you gotta be you gotta be careful.
Well, do you have diabetes? Is the question.
We all got the sugar. We all got the sugar.
Is it because he says it's type 1 diabetes? So that is a difference,
Yeah, sure.
Diabetes.
So diabetes absolves you from behavior, from being disrespectful. So if that's the case, can we do some research on how many people have mental disorders that have created crimes? Can we do some research on how many times hate crimes, just hate crimes, period? So if people start saying they slandered other people because they were going through a diabetic, stroke or a diabetic episode, I'm trying to figure out the correlation between having diabetes and owning your statement. You own the statement, but then you follow it up by saying you have diabetes. What does one have to do with the other? I'm just curious.
It's not even a good disease. It's not even a good disease to claim. If this is what we're, it's not even a good disease. Like say I'm bipolar. Say something that can I could kind of understand. Diabetes is an insulin shot. Like so.
And then he said during the game, where this was the national anthem, the game just started.
Exactly.
You could have ran and got a Snickers bar real quick. You could have ran, got you some Hawaiian
hard candy, like your grandma got hard candy.
You could have got your shot
at the Baptist
real quick.
church.
You could have did whatever was necessary. The game just started, and you knew that, like, you do this. This is your job.
You knew when the game. You knew when the game was gonna start. Like your sugar was spiked. When did you eat all the sugar? Like, and then why was your sugar spiking? You knowing you're a type 1, that like you just like fuck that. I'm just gonna eat a little sugar I want. Like, is that what you did?
Like, I know how I get.
Go on, Waykme.
So in his apology letter, he mentioned being a family man. I'm sorry, I gotta keep gravitating toward the letter, right? In his apology letter, he mentioned being a family man, and he mentioned having kids. Okay, so how would he feel as a parent hearing this on live radio said about his kids?
Thank you.
How would you feel, bro? Like
he'd be like, hold up. But does he have diabetes? Before I get upset, does he have diabetes?
Does it matter? Right, exactly. Right. That's point number one. The second point for me, which kind of drives it home, is you are a professional, bro. You're professional, right? You're supposed to remain biased, toward these situations, or I'm sorry, unbiased toward these situations. And clearly he was biased. He was biased from the gate, right? You're biased, bro, and you're supposed to be professional, you know. And then you want to talk about being a pastor and being a family man. Like these things just don't add up when all we have as your body of work is this clip right here. You know, it just doesn't add up. I'm sorry. It's certain things that you can apologize for and people will accept. But then there's certain things that, you know, a lame apology like this, you really didn't give it much thought. You just, somebody, your agent, you know, or your company told you you had to apologize, and this is what you came up with. And that's not from the heart. So people are not going to forgive it.
And throw in the Baptist because that almost sounds like it's black adjacent.
Right.
That's what he said.
Right.
He's Baptist.
Like, not only is it a church, it's a
right. And he also chose diabetes, which is normally a black, you know, disease. We the ones that eat the sugary foods, the oily, greasy, bad foods. And
Wow.
Blood pressure.
Wow. I didn't think about that. Wow. So there was a correlation between yo,
you know, I got the nigga disease. You think I'm a racist?
That's why they say it. That's why I said it. Because they be saying it. So it went back to that. They be saying it. They
like if
diabetes.
if he had gout and was at a 7-day Adventist and or Mormon church, we'd be like, oh, white. But because it's a little bit of it's a sprinkling of Baptist, a little bit of diabetes. I got kids. I ain't mentioned the mom. Wait, he said I'm married. Oh, never mind.
He's married. Yeah, he's married.
Oh, well, that's not us. Well, that's not us. It's only we only have a one-parent household. Oh, that's not us. That's not us.
I mean, we figure out we also live in the ghetto too.
So this is a perfect. Oh, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, you know, it's Oklahoma. Like I ain't gotta say much about it. So, like, you know, there's a lot of shit that goes on out in the Bible Belt. You know that racism clings to. Hell, the KKK claims themselves as a Christian organization too.
Yeah, 100%.
So to say, you know, you're a Baptist or whatever, you praise Jesus, that doesn't mean shit to me. Racism is racism. You know, like, yeah, you could be a family man, and it tells me, you know, that's what you go to, where, like, when your racism sprouts out, which tells me, what do your kids learn? Because your kids are an extension of you. And I'm pretty sure that's not the first time you said that, because I'm very sure that dude has watched Kaepernick and them kneel and said the same exact things about that. And I'm sure his kids have heard the same things. I don't know how old his kids are, so maybe they may or may not have been old enough to hear that. But, you know, I'm very sure that he lives in a very tight-knit community, you know, as a lot of people in the South do, you know, and they hold on to these values. You know, it's especially in the South, where they have this pride in country feeling to it. So any attack on the flag, you know, is met with that kind of resistance. I worked with somebody who had diabetes, and she never blurted out, you know, racial epithets, you know, when she was having an episode. Like I've seen her, you know, like from what I've seen, you know, when your sugar spikes, you're basically incoherent, you know, and you're out of it. You know, you basically have no mobility. Like you look like you're damn near dying. You don't look like you have energy enough to say fucking niggers. Right. You know, I hope they fucking lose. Like I was looking at, you know, the diabetes symptoms, and you know, it's
research:
increased thirst, frequent urination, hunger, fatigue, blurred vision, and racism. So he has a medically excused condition. You know, he has a medically excused condition.
It's always them side effects. The side effects always it's always the side effects, you know. Side effects.
No, he has
racism.
So based on that, Jared, I guess we'd have to find him innocent because of that. Right? Thanks a lot. You've done a wonderful job, Jared. Congratulations. He's innocent.
There goes the bail.
I try because I'm trying to seek the truth in all this. So he has a medically, acclaimed reason to be racist. So he has to give it up. Now fuck that. Like we ain't giving no damn pass. Like,
no bail.
Like,
No bail.
How he looks. Like it would have been better if he would have said I have Tourette's.
Yeah.
It would have been better if he said that.
Right.
Because all he does is look like that damn Freaky Friday looking movie where Chris Rock changed bodies with somebody and he was like, I got my Glock because niggas want like he looked like that dude.
Or the little Dicky Chris Brown song.
Right.
Yeah, I can't say that word. Like
my nigga.
like dude, like you just making a whole fool of yourself, man. Like it's shit don't it's a slap in the face when you try to hide behind your culture, your beliefs. I'm a youth pastor, I'm a Christian.
That sucks.
I have black friends.
You with this attitude, like that sucks.
It's a slap in the face when you try to hide behind shit when you like, dude, just own your shit. Like, you have a lot of people who are on your side about this. Not us, but you have a lot of people, who are on your side. Like, own up to the shit. Say I said, like a 50 Cent. Whatever he said I did, I did that shit. Just own up to it and go on.
And speaking,
so that's it, right there.
Christians that married with a child. Gene just entered the group. Welcome, sir. To catch you up real quick, we're currently talking about the Oklahoma high school basketball announcer, and I'm guessing it may have been a neutral TV station because he was completely unaware of which team was which speaks to his job. His man had to keep telling him, no, that's so-and-so school. But what were your thoughts on, we went through both his the incident and his apology. So just give us your overall thoughts on that whole situation, Gene.
I mean, it was Oklahoma, so I'm not surprised. We know the history with Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying, going back to
back to Tulsa.
Back to Tulsa. That was my son saying what's up. But and then also, I mean, he said exactly how Jared just said, how a lot of people in this country feel. And the crazy thing is, if you're like he said, an effing nigger for kneeling, which is peaceful, what is a white person that riots and storms the Capitol building?
Good one.
He's
you know what I'm saying? So
they're patriots.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. I mean, it's unfortunate that those young women had to go through that. And it's crazy how serendipitous karma could be, because a few days later they actually won the state title. So there you have it.
Those fucking champion niggers.
Hilarious. Yeah, I mean, yes, serendipity. Like we said about Papa John, we called it poetic justice that he was replaced with, not replaced because there's another CEO, but Shaq became kind of like the new poster boy and representative for Papa John. So we called it poetic justice that, a big nigga like Shaq, a little warrior, which his name translates to, replaced him in the company. What's your thoughts on the Papa John situation, Gene?
Talking about back from years ago?
Well, one, yeah, when he first said it on that conference call, and then two, he recently said that he's been trying to, get that word, the N-word, out of his vocabulary for the last 20 months. So,
well,
he said he never said it, but he's been trying to get the word out of his vocabulary for the last 20 months.
Right. The fact that he's trying to get it out of his vocabulary, but he never said it, shows how confused he is about who he think he is. You know what I'm saying? So his whole Papa John, thing was a facade, and the real person, whatever his name is, that's who he is. And that's how he feel about black people. I think it's awesome that Shaq had the cachet, the notoriety, and the back end to be able to make that move, to take it over. We know Shaq is very business savvy. So if anybody else, why not Shaq? And I mean, I don't even care about that guy. The piece is still good. Like, get him out of here. We don't even need to talk about him no more. He doesn't matter. He's a nobody.
Yeah, it was interesting to even see that they was actually interviewing him. It wasn't national news. Yeah, it was some cable thing or whatever, but it obviously went national. And I believe Waykme said that too. It was kind of like a PR thing, possibly to try to get him back or whatever. But yeah, it backfired because they didn't prep him They didn't prep him for that interview.
Trying to get it out his vocabulary. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
It was it's OAN, that's One American Network.
Okay.
It's a very right wing, network.
Because he was a Trump supporter as well. So
Isn't that Trump's new outlet? Now that Fox News is,
so it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it would make sense that they would be interviewing him, and he would be under that conspiracy shroud of they did this to me. They manipulated the call to make it seem like I said it, and I've been trying to stop saying it, but I ain't say it. But if I could just stop.
Or I only said it one time.
Right.
I only said that word one time. I only beat Michael one time.
Didn't he say something else about black people being dragged by cars or something back in the day? And I have to find it. There's some little clip where he's mentioning it's in relation to this story where he doesn't say things like that and he's not this because he doesn't drag black people with his cars or so. It was some crazy.
Was that him saying why he's not racist because he didn't do that?
Yeah, because racist people do that.
Oh.
He doesn't do that.
So racism is not what you say; it's what you do.
No, I
No, so that's what he was trying to.
That's basically what he's saying, right? Yeah.
Okay. It's not what you say. So the fact that he said that word doesn't mean anything. I don't.
Right. He doesn't like lynch.
Because he didn't burn somebody's
That's really racist. That's on the spectrum of racist and really racist.
Right.
He's like racist.
Right.
He's
Borderline
not
racist.
really. Yeah.
He just in the middle.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like
moderate.
niggas.
He's moderately racist.
I feed you niggas pizzas. We got chicken wings too.
Yeah. Yeah. With barbecue sauce.
With barbecue. Like, come on, niggas. if for my Spanish niggas, we put jalapenos in there.
That's implicit racism, man.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I can't be racist. I got black friends.
Right.
Man.
And that's kind of what we were saying too about the sports announcer. His whole press release kind of was borderline that he might not have any black friends, so he didn't want to lie. He was like, I was a youth pastor, which means I took care of them niggas.
At a Baptist church.
At a Baptist church, I pray with niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any black friends, but I do this though. Like, this is cool, right? You know what I mean?
I'm a family man, unlike you niggas.
Family man, unlike you niggas, right?
I have a two family. There is a
I got the sugar. Yeah,
but
I
like
got the
you,
sugar.
I can relate to you niggas. I got.
It's funny. He got diabetes, man. You know. So
that was his.
It was an excuse why he didn't have it. Like you say it.
So for me, there's times where these press releases should be really simple and short. Him just saying I'm sorry would have been much more impactful than saying I'm sorry and giving these lame ass excuses. Because when you say I'm sorry, right, people gotta kind of figure out what they want to pick a hole in. But if you give them a reason to pick holes in your story, which he's given us all, right? Just saying I'm sorry, bro. Be genuine about the apology. You ain't gotta. You don't have to get in front of a mic and try to figure out what to say or give it to your spokesman or woman to try to write. Just be genuine, bro. I'm sorry, and that wasn't genuine. And because it was so disingenuous, that's why we're able to pick holes in the story. That's why.
Just like Chris Harrison.
What was the Chris Harrison situation? What was that?
From the Bachelor, the Bachelor host.
Oh. I'm not. What happened? What did he do?
He did an interview with Rachel Lindsay, who's the first African American female bachelorette. Okay. And he has contestants on the show now, right? Because right now is the first black male bachelor right now. Okay. So one of the girls, I guess that's like the finalist or whatever. She got some pictures from her going to an antebellum old South party. And so then Chris Harris was like, in 2018, was it really a problem, or was it because the lens that were under in 2021? So they like been tearing him up, and he's no longer the host.
Wow.
For now, he'll be back.
I know, right?
What's some other VH1 special?
He'll get put to desk duty, little probation. Oh wait, no, that's how you do the cops. My fault. That's
Yeah.
While still receiving full pay.
full
maybe?
pay, right? And people
Full bench?
okay to GoFundMe for him because he's suffering. So yeah,
He's a supervising producer on The Bachelor. If he doesn't show up on screen, he's
He's still
getting
getting the money.
paid on the
Mhm.
back end. So
Yeah, he's a part of the whole foundation. He's not just the face. He got hands in the production and everything, like Crystal said.
okay.
So
So
yeah.
so he still get residuals and royalties
Mhm.
when they air it, and so yeah, he's straight. He good until
It's
we
funny.
remove his name. Then yeah, it ain't gonna make no difference.
Somebody just said, I guess when he's talking about the guy that we keep talking about, the announcer guy, he's talking about him being a family man or whatever. And somebody's like, unlike you niggas. And then it made me think about there was a governor that said
First, one of the things that hasn't been mentioned here, the increase in the earned income tax credit for single people has a marriage penalty in it. I bring it up because I know the strength that Black Lives Matter had in this last election. I know it's a group that it doesn't like the old-fashioned family. Disturbed that we have another program here in which we're increasing the marriage penalty.